All right, guys. Welcome back to another video. Guys, I am continuing my Thanksgiving Day menu items. And today I got a nice pot of collard greens here with some neck bones and pigtails. If you guys do not eat pork, you do not eat this particular cut of pork, this is not the video for you. So let's jump into this video, guys, and I'm going to show you exactly how I get this done. Alrighty, guys, so I have me 2 bunches of collard greens right here. And I'm just going to get these things scraped down and cut up, give them a nice good wash and soak. Make sure there's not any excess dirt on them, which I know that there is. Then I have me some pork neck bones that I'm going to get washed and cleaned up here. These things are nice and meaty. So we're going to get those all cleaned up. And I have me some uh, smoked pork pigtails right here. And these things are kind of huge, so I just cut them into sections or whatnot. And we're just going to get all of those washed and cleaned up, and then I'm going to let those cook first inside of some water and just boil them until they're nice and tender. Alrighty, guys, so here I have my pork pigtails and my neck bones, and I just added enough water to come to the top of it, and I sprinkled me in some black pepper. Didn't add any salt because those pigtails have salt in it, so I'll just let it boil first and then adjust my seasonings a little bit later in the cooking process. Okay, so I let these things cook just about hour and 40 minutes or so until they were nice and tender. Actually, these took, because of the pigtails being so huge, they took just about 2 hours really to get nice and tender as I wanted it, just like that. You can see once I stick them with my fork, they just fall apart, just like that. So you just put them in some water and let them cook until they're absolutely tender. Then I'm going to just take it out and set these aside. Now, this is the easy way of doing it, guys. If you want an experienced cook and know when to add your greens so that these were done at the same time, definitely just cook all of your meat until it is absolutely tender first. Then take it out and put your greens inside of here. Now, I tasted this stock already, and I felt it needed a little bit more black pepper inside of it. And could use some salt. Salt inside of those pigtails weren't enough. So once I got that down inside of there, then I'm just coming in and putting my greens inside of here. And those 2 bunches of greens were so much that I actually ended up having enough to put me a Ziploc bag in the freezer. I'm not going to try to force all of it inside of here. I'm just cooking just a little part just to show you guys how I make it. Alright, so I'll get that inside of there, and then what I'll do is come in with my spoon and just kind of push it down, and the hotness or the heat of that water is going to kind of wilt it down a little bit. Once I get it wilted down a little bit, I'll be able to come in and put the rest of it inside of here. Alright, so once I get all of that in, then I'm just going to cover that and let it go for about 10 or 15 minutes, and I will be back. Alrighty, guys, so I am back now, and I had my collard greens cooking for about 15 to 20 minutes. You can see that they wilted down really good now, and they're just kind of simmering inside of my stock here. And we just want to let these cook until it gets nice and tender. Now, I'm that type of person. I don't like a lot of liquid in my collard greens, so I'm not going to be adding any more liquid to this. And those collard greens are going to give off a little liquid also. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to come in and add me a little sugar inside of here. Now this is optional. Not everyone likes sugar inside of their collard greens, but I find that sometimes collard greens could have a little bitter taste to it. So I always add just a little sugar to mine, and I'm going to come in and add a little baking soda to it, and that's going to help to kind of tenderize it a little bit. All right, so just kind of give that a nice little mix around. Make sure that baking soda is nice and dissolved. And then I'm going to go ahead and cover this back and let it cook for maybe another 30-35 minutes. Okay, guys, so what I'm going to do here now is I'm going to give this another taste test before I let this cook any further. And I still felt like it needed a little bit more black pepper inside of it and a little bit more salt. So I'll get some salt added inside of here. And guys, I am not one of those people that like garlic powder and onions and all of that stuff in his collard greens. I'm just a real simple person, so that's why you see me. I'm just using salt and black pepper inside of here. And what I'm going to do is just cover that back, let it cook for like another 15 minutes. These particular greens were a little bit chewy, and you're going to get that sometimes during a certain time of the year. So you're definitely going to have to let them cook a little bit longer than you maybe normally would when they are actually in peak season. All right, so after about another 15 minutes, this is what we have right here, and I can tell that this is getting to be nice and tender just the way that I want it. So what you're gonna see me do is I'm gonna come in here with my fork and give this a little prick just to test the tenderness of it. Normally when that fork just kind of goes into it nice and easily like that, that lets me know that it is just about nice and tender. And I want these to be completely tender, guys, before I add my meat back into it, because that is already tender. So I let this cook for another 10 minutes, and this is absolutely perfect right here. You see it has that nice, really deep dark green color. So that lets me know that this is nice and tender, completely done. So all I'm going to do now is bring my meat back over here and get those back inside of my pot. Like I said in the opening, guys, if you are not a pork eater or you do not like this certain or this particular portion of pork, you can definitely use your turkey necks or turkey wings or turkey drumsticks, whatever you would like to use inside of here. But I'll just go ahead and get all of these back in. And then I covered it and let it go another 15 minutes. And this is what we have right here. Some nice good collard greens, pork neck bones, and pigtails. You can see it has some pot liquor down in there, like people like to call it, but it doesn't have a lot. I hate seeing some people, you see nothing but water first before you see the greens, and like, that's too much water. But, to each his own. I can't say that's too much water. Some people maybe just really like all of that pot liquor, but for me, this is perfect right here, guys. And I'm not going to be doing a taste test with any of my Thanksgiving menu. I don't want to spoil my taste with Thanksgiving food, so I'm just showing you how to cook it. Hopefully, this video was helpful to you guys, and hopefully, you'll give it a try this week and everything works out for you. Alrighty, guys, so if you enjoyed this video, please give me a thumbs up and leave me a comment and subscribe to the channel if you are new. And also follow me on Facebook, Instagram, TikTok, Twitter, and Twitch TV, Cooking and Chilling with Kenny. And I will see you guys in my next video. So definitely stay tuned for that. All right, guys, don't forget the hashtag. Pray for love and peace.